Hold on. Let me find something more appropriate to wear. There we go. In all seriousness, what is going on, everybody? I was not expecting or hoping to upload this video, but due to some big NFL news surrounding one of my favorite players, Matthew Stafford, and of course my favorite team, the Detroit Lions, I figured you guys probably wanted to hear what I had to say about it, so I figured I would make a video on the topic. For those who have been living under a rock, it was announced today by Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and others that Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions will be parting ways, and Stafford will be getting traded in the offseason. So when this information came out, I was actually live streaming on the Octagonal Football League channel. So I'll put a clip in this video of my instant reaction, and I will leave a link to the Discord server for the Octagonal Football League. I know, shameless plug, but yeah, here is the clip of me finding out the news about Matthew Stafford and the Lions parting ways.
The two are expected to part. Where is this coming out? If it's from the one guy who talked about the Niners, I don't really buy it. From Tom Pelissero, the Lions and Stafford have mutually agreed to part ways. Well, that's a legit source. From Ian and Adam, did they say something? Yeah, they said something. Okay then. Well, that's something. Well, considering Ian and Adam said it, it's certainly true. I don't really know how to feel right now. I don't really know how to feel. I'm almost kind of happy we got this live because that's funnier, but who's going to play quarterback for us next year? Why do I have a weird feeling it's going to be like Cam Newton or something?
So yeah, this certainly kind of caught me off guard. I knew within the next few years Matthew Stafford would be getting traded, but I didn't think it would be coming this soon. So I knew this news was inevitable, but I didn't realize how quick it would come. I think the two sides parting ways is more so Matthew Stafford requesting a trade, and I really don't blame him, and I actually think this is probably beneficial for both sides, as much as I hate to say it. I'm obviously very sad that Stafford will be leaving, but I do think it is probably for the best of both parties. Looking at it from the Lions' perspective, we have an awesome quarterback here in Matthew Stafford, but our roster is nowhere near Super Bowl contention, and we are entering a rebuild. We gave our new GM, Brad Holmes, a 5-year contract. New head coach Dan Campbell is getting a 6-year contract, so that made it kind of clear that we are in here for the long haul, and these next couple of seasons might be kind of ugly. I mean, this Lions team has been stuck in mediocrity throughout most of the entire Stafford era. Not that it's his fault. It's everyone but his fault. But, I mean, I think it is probably better for the Lions to move on just with the state of the roster. And obviously for Stafford, he needs an opportunity to compete for a Super Bowl because the front office has never given him that opportunity here in Detroit. So for him to go to a contender and a legitimately not terrible organization, I feel like that's definitely the best thing for his career. And I'm very happy for him that he will be getting this opportunity. I'm certainly not mad at Stafford. I understand it. The NFL is a business, and for Stafford's sake, and probably for our sake, I do think this is the best move. But what is next for the Lions, and where could Stafford be ending up? So starting with potential Stafford landing spots, obviously Deshaun Watson's name has been going around in trade talks. I still think he will be a Houston Texan next year. I think the Texans realize how good he is and how much potential he has going forward, and I have to imagine they're going to do everything in their power to keep him. And if they do trade him, they take on like a massive cap hit. So financially, it does not make sense for them to trade him, and obviously, he's one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. So unless they get the biggest trade haul in NFL history, there's no way they'll be even picking up the phone, in my opinion, with Watson offers. But anyway, teams that could look at Stafford, there are a bunch. The places that I would like to see him go, probably my top two are San Francisco and Indianapolis. I think both of those teams, particularly the Niners, are a quarterback away from being a contender. The Niners have the 12th overall pick, and I imagine a trade involving Stafford would start with the 12th pick and more. I understand he's 32 years old. I understand he has had a lot of Minor injuries come up in recent years, and I do think he is a little bit injury prone, although he plays pretty much every game in pain because he's just that much of a warrior. But, I mean, he's not some guy with a perfect medical history, and I understand there are some concerns there. But, I mean, this is a really good quarterback who still has probably a good 4 or 5 years left of being a very good quarterback. So, it would start with pick 12, probably multiple day 2 picks, or maybe even a future first. I don't think we're getting 2 first-round picks for Stafford. I know a lot of people do think so, but I would be surprised if we get that much. With Indy, they have the 23rd pick, so I would imagine if we did make a move with Indy, it would be pick 23 and probably multiple other good picks. Of San Francisco and Indy, I'd really like to see him in San Francisco just because I think their roster is a little bit better, and pairing Stafford with Kyle Shanahan would be so much fun. But Stafford and Reich would be cool too, and I'd love to see Stafford and Indy. Other possibilities, the Denver Broncos could look at Stafford. They have some fun weapons. The Washington football team could certainly look at Matthew Stafford, although I don't think the Broncos or football team are really Super Bowl contenders, even with Stafford on the roster. I know the Bears have been thrown out there. I don't think we're trading Stafford in division. I think the Jets could look at it if they don't want to pick a quarterback at 2 or don't land Watson. I don't think we will be able to get pick 2 for Stafford, and if we were offered that, I'd hope that we would take that deal in a heartbeat, although I do find that unlikely. But the Jets do have Seattle's pick, which I think is like 23rd or something in that range, 23, 24. So it would probably be that pick and more. But what does this leave the Lions? So we're going to get a fairly big haul for Stafford. And obviously entering a rebuild, we will be looking for a new young quarterback. And I think there are a few different ways we could go about this. One, use the 7th pick and whatever we get in a Stafford trade and move up into the top 4 to get Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. We're not going to be able to get Trevor Lawrence because I don't think the Jaguars are dumb enough to give up that pick. But, I mean, Zach Wilson and Justin Fields are QB1 in most drafts, but this year is so unique with such a good QB class. One of those guys is going to be the 3rd quarterback off the board, so if we move up to 3 or 4, there's a very good chance we would end up getting one of those guys, and I would be extremely happy with either one of them. Another option might be to stay at 7, pick a guy like Trey Lance, and sign a bridge quarterback in the offseason. I'm not comfortable with starting Trey Lance really at all this upcoming season, but he does have the physical tools and upside to be really good. So I like Trey Lance. I'd be happy with him with the 7th pick. We could also look at the trade market. Sam Darnold is now an option for us. Might want to monitor the situation in Philadelphia. They don't really have a clear starting quarterback. They could look to trade either Wentz or Hurts in the offseason, although I do find that kind of unlikely. I'm still personally very high on Carson Wentz for what it's worth. And a team I didn't mention that I forgot about is the New England Patriots. They don't have a clear quarterback. I know we have done business with them in recent years, and the Patriots regime didn't work here, but I imagine they're still going to really want Stafford, so I think they're a potential landing spot for him as well. But that will end today's episode. Again, I am sad that Stafford will no longer be our quarterback, but at the end of the day, it is a business. His trade value is higher now than it will ever be, so for our sake, I think this is the right time to move on, and for Stafford's sake, go ahead and win a ring. Even if it's in New England, whoever Stafford is on, they're going to be my honorary second team. I don't really want to root for the Patriots, though. So send them to San Fran or Indianapolis because I'd like to root for one of those squads. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.